Hey, you guys, what's going on? Who saw Goonies? Who saw Goonies and remembers Chunk and Sloth? Sloth came in and his Superman shirt and said, Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys, how's everybody doing? It's good to see so many of our friends in the comments in the waiting room. I'll be here until 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Trying to answer all of your immigration-related questions for the next hour. Just had a very interesting meeting talking about our website, and our website's not doing so well when it comes to local search. So that was interesting. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let me know where you're watching from. Jim says, "Hi, Jim. Are you gaining weight?" Yes, Ali, I am gaining weight. I've been gaining weight. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate that. All right, Natalia is here. Hello, Natalia. You're on mute.
Yes. I just turned it on. Hi. How you doing, Jim? Hi.
Good.
I'm at the school where in the opera workshop right now, and I just
Nice.
I need to speak with you so bad.
All right. Well, what do you want to talk about?
Okay, so we are on the final steps of collecting all the documents right now, and it's just few W-2 forms from my previous, from my husband's previous work. That's only what we need to get, and from our joint sponsor as well. Here's the question about my W-2 forms and my pay stubs. In the form that we are filling as a sponsor, there is a place what you say you are going to use the income of the intended immigrant. And
I know what you
do
mean.
you know? Yeah, you know. Okay, so do I did put my okay. I'm making $20,000 is the part of my teacher's assistantship during the year, and it's a part of my scholarship as well.
How much does your spouse make a year on their taxes?
So we on the taxes.
Of course, on the taxes. That's the truth, right?
Yeah. Because the current annual income, he put what he will make this year.
Right, but how much did he make last year on his taxes?
I think it's something like I don't remember, but maybe wait, 20, 30.
So you're gonna need a co-sponsor.
Yeah, we do have a joint sponsor, his
Okay.
brother.
Okay.
Yeah. The question is about me. Do I need to give my tax documents because I have I've been here since 2021. And
first of all, does the co-sponsor make enough money in each of the last 3 years?
yes, he makes much more money, like 100 something.
Yeah. So
35,000.
just have your husband do it and use the co-sponsor, and don't put anything in there about you. Nobody cares about how much money you're making. It's just going to confuse them.
Okay.
Don't check that box to consider Natalia's income. Just have your husband stand on his own 2 feet, and then they'll say he needs a co-sponsor, and then include all the stuff from the co-sponsor.
Okay. So on his sponsor's paper, I do need to show that he will have, he needs to show that we will have the joint sponsor as well.
You're saying that when you fill out the affidavit of support, are you going to indicate that you're using a joint sponsor?
On his affidavit of support paper, on my husband's affidavit support paper, do we mention that we have a joint sponsor as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. It helps. So it helps a lot. Another question is about our joint sponsor. So he in the household size, if we count me as one of he will be the sponsoring, plus his family has deceased children he was mentioning in his tax returns previous year. Do we need to count all the dependents that he was mentioning during all the previous years?
Yes.
So his deceased children will be there too, right?
If they're listed on his tax returns, you got to list them as household members. Yep.
Even if it was a few years ago or more.
How many years ago?
I think 3 years ago.
I mean, you got to look at each of the last 3 years and look backwards and see what he put on the taxes. That's all that matters. Beyond that, that doesn't matter.
Okay, so all together, summarizing that, and that's all, right?
Right.
Okay, I think this is all what I wanted to ask.
Thanks, Natalia.
Thank
Good luck.
you.
See
Thank
ya.
you. I have about Alice. I remember your friend wants to watch Alice in Wonderland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So should I just tell when it will be? It will be April 12, 13, 12
Where?
and 13 in Utah, Salt Lake City, in
All
one
right.
university.
All
Okay.
right. Thanks, Natalia. See
Yeah,
ya.
sure. Have a
Okay,
good
bye.
one.
All right. All right. Jim doesn't know how to count people for purpose of the affidavit support. I made a new slide. Jim does not know how to help people with the affidavit support. Last 2 days, people called up. The first caller of the day was asking Jim about the affidavit support. I'm just going to keep that on file. Is that okay, Huli? All right. All right. Let's go to Ola. Hi, Ola.
Yeah. Good evening from where I am.
Nice.
Yeah. I just have two questions. One is if someone, an F1 student, is in the United States and is currently on OPT
Yeah.
and has a pending asylum application.
Yeah.
Are you with me? Then
I'm with you.
6 months after the application for asylum, he or she is authorized for work authorization, right?
They can apply for it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you already have approved work authorization for OPT, and he applies for the work authorization based on the pending asylum,
Yeah.
what is the status of the OPT? Does it cancel it? Does it cancel the OPT or?
No, and we should be careful. This is a good question that you're asking me. Okay. So, USCIS doesn't always keep track of competing applications. So they would give that person an EAD off the OPT, and they would give that person an EAD off the asylum case, right? So then they would have two work cards, right?
Okay, he's going to have two cards.
Yep. And the problem is that if he or she uses the EAD that they get from asylum, that's technically a violation of their F1.
Okay.
So like say later on they want to get an H-1B or a green card and they want to change status, they might have trouble with that because if if you're on OPT and you use your EAD within your field, everything's good. But if you stay on your F1, now they might just be going for their asylum case overall and don't really care about that. But generally, in my mind, if they can avoid using the asylum EAD, they should, as long as they're in valid status. If they stop going to school and they have to work, I get all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want you to make that mistake if you can avoid it.
Okay. So assuming she has dependents, can the dependents apply for the work authorization based on the pending asylum while the principal applicant is on OPT?
The asylum, there are derivatives on the asylum case, and the question is, can they apply for EADs too?
Yes, the dependents. That is.
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Then, secondly, for the adjustment of status, if an applicant has worked without authorization, is there any exception? Is there any likelihood that adjustment can be approved based on approved EB2 immigrant visa?
Wait, now you threw me for a loop. How did EB2 come into all this?
I mean, if somebody has an approved EB2 application, that is National Interest Waiver EB2.
Yeah.
And the person wants to adjust status based on that.
From what?
From F1 to, that is from non-immigrant to immigrant.
So you're saying someone on an F1 wants to adjust their status to that of lawful permanent resident under the EB2 National Interest Waiver.
Exactly.
Even though the priority dates are like 4 or 5 years of delay, they would maintain their F1 all the way through?
Yes. Is that the position?
Well, is that what I think that's pretty hard to pull off.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
They'd have to be in status all the way until the priority date becomes current and they file for adjustment. They'd have to stay current. And asylum wouldn't carry it over.
Okay. Okay, that is fine. So, but if the applicant has worked without authorization, is there any exception for EB2?
You keep throwing me different directions. Now, what about working without permission? What are you talking about?
Okay, let me make it clearer. The applicant is on F1.
Yeah.
And applied for EB2, National Interest Waiver.
Yeah.
And got it approved.
But worked without permission beforehand. Can they adjust?
now she wants to adjust based on the approved EB2.
Yeah.
But the issue is that she has worked without authorization.
Yeah, they probably won't let her adjust. She might have to go out of the country and consular process.
Oh, okay.
Or if she's done working, she could leave and come back on the F1, and hopefully that clears it up. But that's some high level shit. She probably needs a lawyer.
Okay. If it requires
I got to go, man. There's other people waiting. You got too many questions.
No, this is the last question. Sorry.
All right, hurry up.
Yeah. So it's still based on the EB2. So if my question.
Sorry, I threw you for a loop.
Okay, I remember it now. So if he, sorry,
it hit me on the head. That shook it all up.
Yeah. I got it now. So since he can go out, like that's if he has violated status, he cannot adjust here. So she can go out of the United States.
I'm not telling anybody to do that. I'm saying that might be an option.
It's an option. Yeah, I'm saying, assuming she wants to take that option, will he have to go out with the dependents, or can the dependents remain in the US while she goes to outside the US to do consular processing?
Is she the only one that worked without permission?
Sorry?
She's the only one that worked without permission?
Yes, she is.
Yeah. So in theory, yes. In theory, she could go by herself.
Okay, and leave the dependents.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Thank you. Sorry for taking your time.
It's okay, buddy. See ya. Yep. Sayu's here. Hello, Sayu. You're on mute. We can't hear you. You're on mute.
Sorry, Jim. Good evening. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Thank God. Thank you for the show.
Sure.
You're a blessing to some of us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome, bro. Now to the question. I got married to my wife a year ago. They've granted me the 2 years conditional green card.
Great.
But since they gave me that green card, we've been having issues. It has been difficult to settle these issues.
When did you get the green card?
I got the green card in June.
With or without an interview?
It was with an interview.
Right. Okay.
So we went for the interview. The green card came. The problem here now is that in as much as he has been causing a lot of problem, I have tried to settle or make some kind of amendment with her, but it's difficult. She even went ahead and removed me from her insurance, her vehicle insurance. That is one. And she also went ahead again. She has threatened to move out of the house by next month. And she said if she moves, she's going to take me off the insurance, the medical insurance, and even the bank document.
Okay, I don't know that you can do that, but okay.
So I don't know really what to do in this case.
Well, I mean, you understand that USCIS gets very suspicious when people suddenly start having marital problems right after the 2-year green card is received. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So how much time after you got so are you still living together or no?
We're living together, but she's about to move out.
About to move out?
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you receive the green card?
I received the green card June last year.
June last year. So, okay. So now, okay. Okay. And how long have you been married? Just like 2 years?
We got married, it's like 2 years, yeah. 2 years, because it was June the other year.
So, I mean, what I would say is they're going to be suspicious. You can still, were you in status when you married her, or were you out of status when you married her?
I was out of status.
So that makes it more suspicious, right? And were you on a B1 and overstayed, or an F1 and overstayed, or what happened?
I never overstayed. She has been my school my school lover for a very long time. I came in the United States. We hooked up, and the relationship sparked up. Everything was going well, as I did say.
Wait, but what? No, you said you were out of status when you got married, right?
No,
You were in status.
I was in status. Yeah,
Okay, okay. And what on an F1 or a B1 or what?
it's B1.
Okay. Okay. So, and at your interview, did they separate you or no?
Yeah, we are separated.
At the interview?
Yeah, we are separated.
So that means they were suspicious of the marriage. And so the question always is she going to write a mean letter to USCIS and say that you only married her to get a green card?
I don't know.
Well, that's the $1 million question. I mean, if you're asking me, Jim, have you handled cases before where people get married a year after the conditional green card and you're still able to get them the green card, the 10-year green card? The answer to that question is yes. Right? So the answer to that question is yes. So is it easy? No. Is it going to depend on what she does? Probably. I mean, if I'm you and this thing's headed towards a divorce, then in my mind, I would just sort of lay low and not try to make her too mad. See if she'll just go away quietly, because you're better off probably trying to get your green card on your own without her and without her even knowing what you're up to. But, you know, right now I would just try to lower the temperature, stay safe and be away from her. But I think you really need to plan on doing this by yourself.
So how can I do this, Jim?
Yeah. So I would hire a divorce attorney and get the divorce part moving or final whenever she leaves or moves out, right? Whatever the plan is. I mean, try to get divorced in a friendly way, not in a nasty, fighty kind of a way, right? And then while you're doing that, I mean, if you want our help, we could help. And so what we do is we would get a long statement from you and maybe try to get a statement from her if she's willing to say it was a real marriage, it just didn't work out. Like, did anybody cheat on anybody or anything bad, like where she's really mad?
No, I don't really know what's the problem lately. As I'm saying, she does not just appreciate whatever I do.
So you need to make sure you get as much documents and proof of the relationship as you can now before she starts taking your name off stuff. You're going to need to build this case, but you're going to have to show that in the year after you got your green card, you lived together as husband and wife, and that everything was real, and that you didn't just marry her for a green card and it just didn't work out. You can win this.
So
You can
like,
get your
what are documents you want me to take to get?
anything that shows that you're married. I mean, it could be a magazine at the right address. Any mail that's come to that address, any accounts that you have together, any pictures, anything. You just got to make sure that you have your own set of everything, because if she locks that shit up, you're going to be in trouble.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Saeed. Sorry you're going through this, buddy. Hang in there, okay?
All right.
Let us know if you need help. See ya.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, buddy. James is here. Hello, James.
Hi,
How you doing?
how you doing? I'm
I'm
fine.
great.
This a quick one for a friend. My friend got a visa denied Australia and UK, I think 5 years ago, and he was having CR1 interview, I think next week. So he wanted to know if this is going to affect him or what.
Well, what visa was he trying to get back then?
It was a visit visa.
And why did it get denied? Do you know?
I think lack of home ties or something like that.
And there wasn't anything in there. There were no lies, nothing that was fake. Nothing like he didn't say he was married when he wasn't, or saying he was a doctor when he wasn't.
No.
Anything fake?
No. All the application, he did not indicate that he was married or something like that.
Okay, yeah, it should be fine. What embassy is it?
Is that?
What embassy was that at?
Now he will be going for the interview at the Bahrain, Kingdom of Bahrain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just asking me generally, do I think that a prior visit visa denial that was made because the person didn't have sufficient ties, do I think that's going to affect his ability to get a marriage-based green card case or green card
Yes,
or
yes,
visa?
of course.
Yeah, no, I think he's fine.
Oh, okay. Okay, and it wasn't American visa. It was Australia visa. He was applying, not
Oh, then
American
no one
visa.
will, they won't even know about that.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks,
All
James.
right.
See you, buddy. You got it. All right, all right. All right, all right. Let's go to Rosie. Hi, Rosie.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for doing the show, Jim. I've spoken with you before, so I'll try to be really quick because I know there's a lot of people waiting.
You're fine.
Basically, I married my husband in June, who is a Romanian citizen now living in London and is a resident of the United Kingdom. And I want to, because he is an electrician, his work is not remote. So I wanted to relocate to the United States to be home. And I was thinking of this route. So maybe you could tell me if this is a good plan. I was going to file for the I-130 petition. And once it's approved, file for the adjustment of status, but also at the same time file for the I-765, which apparently could give him the right to work during this waiting period.
How's he gonna get into the United States?
He's going to come on his visitor's visa.
Okay. And are you already married or no?
Yes.
So he has a visit visa to the United States.
Yes. He had it before we were married.
Has he been here before?
Twice.
Okay. So this is really important. So if he has the intent to enter the United States on his visit visa and apply for adjustment of status, that can be a problem, right? So if he's 100% sure that when he comes to the United States, his plan is to never go back to Romania, never go back to London, and just stay here, that's a problem. But if you and he come on a vacation and you look around and you're like, boy, it'd be nice if we could stay here. We're tired of traveling around the world. We really don't want to go through the consulate in London or in Romania. So what if we just filed the I-130 and the 45 here? There's a couple things with that. Number one, you can't, if he applied in the first 60 days, that would be a problem. So Romanian electrician husband would be on the shelf for at least those 60 days. Then the question is, when does the work authorization come? That could be anywhere from a month to 5 or 6. So then you're talking 7, 8 months, and I always call that person, this is the same thing with a fiance case. I say that the person's bubble boy or bubble girl. They're up on the shelf. They can't really do anything. So those are the issues that I'm spotting with the hypothetical that you were throwing out to me.
Okay. So but that's still less timing though than him doing it through the consular of the United Kingdom, because they were proposing a wait of 2 years to 5 years, and I didn't.
It wouldn't be 5 years, but it'd probably be somewhere between 18 and 36 months, or 18 and 30 months.
But you feel that it's a safe.
You're talking a year at USCIS, then you're talking National Visa Center 4 months, and then you're talking waiting for an interview at the consulate in London. Not super busy, but busy. So that's probably another 3 or 4 months. So you're probably talking a year and 9 months, something like that.
So the adjustment of status, even though it's riskier, is shorter. Can I do it, or?
Well, again, it all goes to his intent. So you can have all the intent you want. He can't have that intent that I just talked about, right? He would have to decide this once he gets to the United States. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, but yeah, we've handled this case many times. So this is something that can work. But it all goes. I mean, as long my position is that if he's not 100%, like he might come back to America and he might say to himself, yeah, I want to go back to work and I want to work until I mean, the thing is, if you do the immigrant visa route, he can work all the way up until his visa gets approved. And in theory, his green card should come 30 days after he arrives here. So if him being able to work is the most important thing, as opposed to the 2 years that would take, then that's a different route.
Okay. Okay. So, because he was here in April, and that's when we pretty much decided to relocate to the United States. I had been wanting to do it, but
hold on. We got to be careful with our language. That's when we started thinking about the possibility of living in the United States. Can't be deciding jack squat till he's here. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So wait, you had gave us the advice a long time ago. You said it would be to wait about 3 months and then file for an adjustment of status.
Yeah, it's 60 days. It's 60 days is trouble.
Before 60 days is trouble.
Yeah.
Understood. That was all I had to ask.
Thanks, Rosie. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
See you. Bye. All right. Joey Hawks is here. Hello, Joey Hawks. Joey Hawks, you're on mute. We can't hear you, Joey Hawks. Going once, going twice. David says 18 months from London. I think that's right. Let's go to Oasis. Hello, Oasis.
Hey, Jim. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you. I hope you remember me.
I remember your name.
Okay, cool. I spoke to you like 3 or 4 weeks ago about my kids and wife coming to US.
Okay.
About their visa. So yeah, I have a great news. Finally, they got approved and they got their visas issued.
That's great.
Yep. So what happened, Jim, is that on the SEAC website, it's showing as issued, okay, from January the 17th.
Okay.
All right. And we emailed them last week to figure out how long it's going to take more for them to send us the passports via courier.
Seems like a long time. What'd they say?
Yep. And they responded me back and they said that we are pleased to inform you that our office has issued you the visas and we are in a process to dispatch your passports. So now it's almost 3 weeks now I received that email and they told us to call the courier company to find out if the passports are there. We called them and they said that they haven't received it as yet. So I'm a bit confused that since the visa is issued from January the 17th, why is it taking too long for the courier to receive it?
What embassy?
U.S. Embassy in Islamabad.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just a really, really slow place. I think you're just chilling. I mean, in my book, nothing really matters till you have the passport in hand. So them saying online that it's been issued, that's nice, but it's all about when you get the passport. So I wouldn't sweat that too much. I mean, I think where you start to worry is when the embassy says they've sent it and the DHL or whoever says we haven't received it. So I think everything's okay. It'd probably be another week or two.
Yeah, the embassy. I received that email from the immigrant visa unit in Islamabad, and they said that we are pleased to inform all that things, that your visa is issued and stuff, and you should contact the courier company. We contacted them a couple of times, and they said we haven't received it. So I'm just, a bit curious.
I think you're just waiting. Islamabad's really, really slow.
That is correct.
Thanks, Oasis. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you. Have a great evening, Jim.
Okay, bye. Yep. All right. Let's go to Yasmin. Hello, Yasmin. You're on mute.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I got you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I went here within the show with you last year. I was going through a lot, but I think I finally find a way to get out of my situation. And I'm living in US for 5 years almost, and I'm trying to apply to get a green card now. But my husband don't work, and I have a joint sponsor. I just have one question about the 485 form, because during my first year that I live here, at least 6, 7, 8 months that I was here, I had somebody to sending money from where I'm from. So, but nowadays I don't have this. I don't have how to prove that, but I live like at least 7, 6 months with money from out of here without working, and after that I work at least a while, a little bit, until the pandemic hits. So I'm not sure. My question is, should I put in the form that I work without permission for a while, even if I was already with my husband?
What are you applying for right now?
I'm applying to adjustment of status through family base. with the 130, 148.
Through your spouse?
Yeah, 130, the 485, and I wanted to get a work permission too.
Spouse is a U.S. citizen?
Sorry?
Your spouse is a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
So list all your jobs, even if you got paid under the table. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. List them all.
Sorry?
You asked me if you should list all your jobs, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm saying yes. List all your jobs.
But I saw somebody ask this before to you, and my other question that came up after was if I put it that they're gonna make me to go out of the country and come back too, or I'm gonna, or this
For work,
case I can't stay.
just for working?
Yeah, just for working because I came legally. I married. I've been with the same husband for this long time, and I never had no problems. Nothing. It's just the work permission. Just the work.
Your question is if I enter the United States on a visa and I married a U.S. citizen and I worked without permission before I filed for my green card, does that mean that I need to leave the United States and get a waiver in consular process? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
You do not have to leave the United States because of work. The work is forgiven because you're married to a U.S. citizen.
Okay. Even if it was before we were together, but we were not married.
Yeah, sweetheart. There are people working for 20 years and then they marry a U.S. citizen, and all that 20 years worth of work, it's all forgiven. So you're fine.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's my only question.
I'm glad things.
Sorry. Just one more time. There's one more thing. So, after I have kids, because I have kids too. After I have kids, I didn't work no more. I just stood at home, but me and my husband, we didn't work it out like to make bank account together. The only thing we have like to prove is pictures and the birth certificate of the kids. You think if I apply with that, it will be enough?
How long have you been married?
We've been together for 4 years, and we have 2 kids. We've been married for a year.
So
like marrying the paper, but we've been together for 4 years, living the same address and everything.
I think you need more evidence. I don't think what you're saying is enough.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Yasmin. Good luck. I'm glad things are better for you.
Thank you.
See ya. Bye. All right. Let's go to Chris. Hello, Chris. Chris, you're on mute.
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Jim. I just had a quick question.
Okay.
I filed for my, my wife is a U.S. citizen, so I was out of status because I had overstayed when I was brought here when I was like 10 or 11.
Mhm.
So I went to high school here and junior high, college. Recently got married a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now. We did the adjustment of status, employment petition, and then the I-130 as well. So we did all that, send all, and the sponsorship as well. So we sent all that information. In a week, I heard back from USCIS, and they sent me like a request for evidence for medical records. So
That's
I sent that in as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
And then in like 3 weeks after that, I got my EAD documents sent to the mail. Well, the approval notice came first, and then the EAD came after that. And then after that, I really haven't heard anything else from USCIS apart from after we received the EAD. So the letter says final decision. So are they going to give you a interview, or would they just approve the green card without an interview?
What letter says final decision?
The letter they sent for the medical records. It said we need the medical records to make a final decision on.
Oh, yeah. No, it sounds like they're going to waive your interview.
Okay, all right.
How long ago did you file?
December last year,
Yeah.
the end of December.
So it sounds like it's going really fast. That's great.
Yeah.
Everything sounds good, Chris.
All right, that's all the questions I had. Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye, buddy. See ya. All right. This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name, Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States, out of our offices in Washington, D.C., St. Louis, Missouri, and San Diego, California. Sebastian is up next. Hello, Sebastian.
Hey, Jim, can you hear me well?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jim. So just a quick question. My case is ongoing. It's going pretty good. My only confusion is, so I sent my removal of conditions. The receipt date on the I-797 shows up January 18th. My only confusion of this year, my only confusion is, so I am married to U.S. Citizen. So in my case, it would apply the 3-year rule, right? To get my citizenship.
If everything's cool with the marriage, then a year after you file for the 751, you can apply for citizenship. That's right.
Okay. So my only confusion is, like that would happen. Like I could go ahead and apply for that even if I haven't received the green card for the 10 years, like the 10-year green card.
So that's a great question. So, you know, Sebastian, in the old days, 751s took 3 or 4 months, right? And then we started noticing that they were taking more than a year, and we were passing the time where it took, where people were eligible to apply for citizenship, like you'll be, you know, next year, right? Mm-hmm. So at that time, we started telling people, don't file for naturalization because if your 751 hasn't been approved, because you're going to confuse them. But then 751 started taking 2 years, and now they're even taking 2 years and 3 months. So we're telling everybody, go ahead and file. If everything's cool with the marriage, go ahead and file the N400, you know, as soon as you can. And sometimes the N400 ends up pushing the 751 to get adjudicated, and they just do them both.
Oh, okay. So can you confirm once again when is the date that I will be able to file for my N400?
What's the start date on your green card?
For my 2-year, for the conditional one,
yeah.
Start date, yes. Hold on, I have it here. The start date, it was April 11, 2022.
That's my son's birthday. That was when he turned 20.
No way, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome,
right,
man.
so April 11th, 2022. Okay. So that means that you could apply for the 751 on 1/11/2024, and you can apply for citizenship on 1/11/2025. But I wouldn't do it on the 11th. I would do it like on the 15th or the 20th.
Yeah, I already sent all the files for the I-751, but my only confusion was that because they said that it's going to take a long time, and I've been hearing that. So
right.
Okay, awesome, man. That's
Bye,
it for
buddy.
me.
See you, man.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, for sure. I like Sebastian. He's always happy. All right. Let's go to Roman. Hello, Roman.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Yeah, perfectly all right. Jim, I'm watching your show. It's very nice that you're giving great services to all the people without any, it's very helpful for everybody.
Thanks for watching.
So I just wanted to know about a friend of mine. I've got NIW, I-140 approved.
Yeah.
And he is coming to USA for his official visit to United States. After that, he's going to Canada for his some kind of job work. So he still didn't apply for the consular processing. So what do you say? How should he go? He go about?
Well, when does his priority date become current?
Yeah, the priority date would be around in April.
So the thought is that this guy.
April 2023.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, here's the thing. So that priority date's not going to become current anytime soon. So he can't consular process or do anything. Let's take a look here. So so EB2 from Pakistan.
Yeah, you're great.
And what was his priority date?
It's for April 4th.
Of what year?
2023.
Yeah. So right now they're on November 22nd, 2022.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the final action date. Sorry. They're on for the starting it. They're on February 15th, 2023. So if are you asking me if this guy happens to be in the United States when his priority date becomes current?
Yeah.
Can he go ahead and apply for adjustment?
Yeah.
That's a tough question. Because, I mean, otherwise he's consular processing in Islamabad.
Yeah, of course. It's very. I understand. It's very slow there.
It's very slow, my brother. Very, very slow. So, well, it's sort of like these marriage cases. I'd be reluctant to do it. I mean, first of all, he's going to have to like thread the needle, right? He's going to have to thread the needle because he can't apply too early. He's not going to know exactly when it's going to become current. If he tries to enter after it's gone current, they might give him a hard time about coming because they might think that's what he's going to do.
Yeah,
And
of course.
he can't have that intent to do it. So I think the safer thing to do would be to consular process. But I would say there is a way to do what he wants to do, but it's pretty risky. And I don't know. I just, I hate putting I hate, on the one hand, I hate, opening him up to this exposure, but also I hate Islamabad and the consulate's so slow there. So then he's got to just make a decision about
So actually, he is coming to United States for his official work very soon, maybe in next month or something like that.
But on a B1, B2, on a B1, B2?
Yes. And
Yes.
after that, he is going to Canada for his some official for his some job interviews like that.
And then where's he going to go after Canada?
Yes.
Where is he going after Canada?
Yeah, he's going to Calgary.
After Canada, where is he going?
After Canada, he'll be going back to Pakistan. But if there is any option, he can apply for that. He can also come back again, or even he can. He's another office he's working in a multinational company. His office is in USA as well, so he has some tasks to do. So, what do you recommend about that?
Well, I mean, I recommend now. I don't know if you know this, Roman, but I became Muslim 25 years ago. Most of my clients are from Muslim countries. They do not treat men from Pakistan very kindly, right?
Okay.
So if he comes to the United States and he gets in and then he leaves shortly thereafter to go to Canada to do some work stuff, and then he comes right back to the United States, and that's when he happens to file, I think there's just lots of problems there. I think they might not let him back in. I think they might just cause him trouble. I don't know. I mean, I would say let's wait and see what happens. Let's see where he is when his priority date becomes current.
Right.
And let's see if he's inside the United States or not, and then we can talk about it then, because he shouldn't have any of this intent. He shouldn't have any of this intent till he gets here anyway. Okay.
So what happens if he come to United States and he managed to work online from his country and work here?
Well, he can only stay here for 6 months, and then
Yes.
working back home while on a B1, B2, that's a gray area. So I just think they're going to hit a guy from Pakistan over the head with everything they got, and I think they're going to just try to find something to screw him with.
Okay. So what do you recommend? If you ask me, he can contact you, or I can also contact you.
But not until he's in the United States and not until his visa number becomes current. Otherwise, I don't really even want to talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Roman.
Good.
See you, buddy.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much.
Later.
Thanks.
Yep. All right. We're having a little debate. Where's the most unsafe places in the comments? I always love the comments. Apparently, we're having a contest tomorrow. I didn't know about the contest. Can I win the contest? I mailed out those, or I should say, Amra mailed out those thin mints to, I think his name is Rasul. I think was Rasul or Renewal. Yeah. So those thin mints are on their way. Mani was dropping off boxes to everybody that worked here yesterday, so people will be happy when they come in the office tomorrow. Let's talk to Barry. Hello, Barry. Are you there? No, Barry's frozen. All right. Bye, Ortiz. What's going on?
Hi Jim, how you doing?
I like that shirt.
Thank you, man.
What's up?
I'm good. How you doing today?
I can't complain.
All right, Jim. I have and I'm calling for a friend. He recently applied for his N400 naturalization,
Okay.
and fortunately for him, he went for he joined the U.S. Army.
Okay.
Yeah. So his interview date is kind of coming, and he's already gone for the training. So right now he's kind of confused. Should he just like cancel the N400 interview that's coming and then just stick with the U.S. Army? Because anyways, I think after 6 or maybe a year, he's gonna get naturalized in the Army. So he doesn't know what to do right now. So that's why, like,
What's
because
what's the basis of if he doesn't have the military? Is he applying on the 3-year rule, the 5-year rule, or what?
yeah, he was married, but I mean, he's applying the 5-year rule because he came here in 2019.
Why would he? Why would they? Why would they want to withdraw it? Why not just go ahead with it?
Yeah, the issue is like, because you know, he's right now he did apply for it in New York, and then he has been deployed to South Carolina.
Oh, so he can't go to he can't get out to go
Yeah,
to the.
yeah, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. So
I
he's
think
there with training right now.
he's got to talk to the supervisors and see if they'll let him go. I would try and go if he can.
Okay. Yeah, because that's why I mean, like he said, like maybe I can talk with you and find out if what options he got right now, which one
Well,
is the best for
I don't
him.
have much for him. I just think he should talk to it. I think he should talk to his boss and say that he wants to go to his interview and see what they say. They'll either say yes or no. Nothing I can do.
So if they say yes, is it good for him to go?
Yeah, yeah. Unless there's a problem with his case. Is there a problem with his case?
No, he doesn't have any problems. I mean, he got an arrest, and then he got some speed tickets, and
What was the arrest for?
he got some issues at home with his wife, so they took him away and
So did he apply on
fine.
the 3-year rule or the 5-year rule?
Oh, the 5-year rule.
And did he get did he get charged and sentenced and everything?
No, he wasn't get. I mean, there was no charge. The
I mean,
case was.
It's hard for me to answer all this stuff without looking at his file. But generally, if he applied for his citizenship and he's got an interview and he can go, he should go.
Okay. All
All
right,
right.
Jim.
Thanks, man. See ya.
Thank you, man. See you too.
You got it. All right, Nurse Laura. This is Jim. Rasul's waiting for the cookies. We'll see. Let us know when they get there, Rasul. Laura, that day when I kicked out Pineapple Lemon, that was a mistake. I was trying to just delete the comment, and what happens is it sort of jumps there right at the end, and I clicked the ban, but I thought it was just for that call anyway. So please ask Pineapple Lemon to email me, and I'll make up with them. It was my bad. It was an accident. They just made a smart ass comment about somebody, and it made me sad. And I didn't want that person to see it because they were being sad on the call. That's all it was. So show them this video if you can. Maybe they're watching Pineapple Lemon. No hard feelings at all. And we'd love to have you back. Joey's here. Hello, Joey. You're on mute, Joey.
Load in a 16-week semester.
Joey, what's up?
So a full-time load, if you take 8 weeks. Hello?
Hi, Joey.
Hi. Okay,
What's
I'm
up?
so sorry. You called me earlier, but I wasn't getting you. The situation is, there is the I-130 there. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Sorry.
Thanks for asking.
There is an I-130 that is filed. There is an interview coming up, but the petitioner got a misdemeanor, which is shoplifting, a misdemeanor shoplifting. But they want to know if this is going to be a problem before the court date for the misdemeanor is after the court date for the USCIS.
So you're talking about the petitioner, not the beneficiary.
No, not the beneficiary.
So there's a U.S. citizen who's sponsoring their spouse, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the U.S. citizen has a shoplifting charge that will be pending when if they get an interview.
Yes.
That should not be a problem.
They're not going to. The USCIS is not going to ask about it.
That's a different question. Yes, I think they will ask about it, and I think they will ask both of them about it.
Okay. And
Now,
then
do I think it's going to be? Do I think it's going to be a problem? No. I mean, here's why it's a problem, Joey. The reason it's a problem is because they might think to themselves, well, if this is the kind of person who goes around and steals shit from Walmart, then maybe this is the kind of person who files fake immigration cases. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you need to make, I don't know if this case involves you at all, but if it does, the beneficiary needs to know all the details of it, because that goes to whether or not the couple is being honest with each other. But the criminal status, the criminal history of the petitioner very, very rarely comes up. Interestingly, I got an email from someone the other day saying that she was in Australia and she married her husband, and he's finishing up a 50-year jail sentence, of which he's done 37 years of his jail sentence for armed robbery or some damn thing. So they're not going to get too concerned about a shoplifting charge.
Okay.
Other than what I said, which is, is this a criminal person that does all kinds of things criminally?
Okay. So this is like a first time offense and everything. The
Yeah.
petitioner background is clean and everything. This is a
Yeah.
first time offense. It was a mini charge, like $26.
Yeah, so that's no
Completely
one's going to get worked up over that. The one thing I would say, Joey, is if they can get it resolved. I know that the court date's after, but if they have an attorney and they can get it resolved before the interview, that might be better. But really, it doesn't matter.
So when do they do the background check for the during the interview?
They usually don't do the only time the U.S. citizen's criminal background comes up is these weird things when the U.S. citizen gets a biometrics notice because they have some kind of sex offense or an offense against children, because that would prevent them from sponsoring. But I think you and I have spent enough time talking about this. I don't think you need to worry about it anymore, other than trying to get it resolved before court. Otherwise, I think you're good. I wouldn't worry about this at all.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye, Joey. See ya.
All right.
Donna's got a movie recommendation for us. I love you, Jamaica. Jamaica, go watch the Bob Marley movie, Jim. I heard it's good. The word is love. Amani really wants to see that Bob Marley movie, so we might just go see that this weekend. That would be fun. Kanisha's here. What do you say, Kanisha?
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great.
That's good to hear. I've got some questions, so thank you so much for the show. I just actually found you on Facebook and popped in, and there's a show, so thank
Awesome.
you. So I was actually wondering, I am Canadian, and I've just got a job offer actually to come and do some consulting work in the States. So as a Canadian, I was thinking of doing the TN visa, and then live there for a year, I suppose, and see if we like it. And if we like it, we were thinking of possibly doing permanent immigration. But during this time, my husband is still going to be working in Canada and commuting back and forth. So we were wondering whether that's a good idea, because reading up on the TN, they were talking about intent and all of these different things. So I wasn't really sure whether it would be better to wait and apply under the NIW, the EB-NIW, or do the TN because the job offer is there. And then if we like it enough to stay, then do the NIW.
Is the TN visa, is your occupation on the list of TN occupations?
Well, it has a scientist on it, and I'd be coming in to do laboratory assessments.
Okay, all right. So that, and I assume that takes a scientist to do.
You definitely need a Bachelor of Science, and I've got some other certifications that you need. So
I'm just a dumb immigration lawyer. I got a C- in geology. I would say, Kanisha, what we're talking about right now is probably a really big and important thing. I'd be happy to talk to you about it off camera, you and your spouse, and then we could talk that through. The employer's willing to sponsor you for a TN?
For the TN, there's no need for sponsorship. As Canadian, I can apply it for it myself.
Right. Yep.
And then so they're willing to do the letter.
That's what I
and
meant.
I've
The offer letter. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm actually in the middle of taking one last certification. I need to be able to work everywhere in the states instead of just a few states.
Okay.
That'll be finished in March, and he's told me, yeah, we'll do the letter after. So it's just a matter of me basically going to the airport and doing
Cool.
the TN.
Right.
But I just want to make sure
So
that
in your overall question, a TN is a non-immigrant visa, and it's inconsistent.
right.
It's inconsistent with filing for a green card. So we should
Mhm.
probably talk it all through.
Okay. And so do I just book something on the
No,
website?
just email info at, and they'll tell me, and then I'll just say I was on the show with Jim on Tuesday towards the end, and he said he wanted to talk to me and my husband.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Somebody said something that I wanted to respond to. No, Rocio, I did not see your movie recommendation. I'd love to know what it was. We watched. Well, I was just talking to my buddy Kurt about all the movie nominees. The Academy Awards are coming up. I've seen everything except for Barbie and the one about the Holocaust. So I will see both of those before the Academy Awards. I really wanted to see Barbie, but everybody saw it without me. So I sort of got screwed. Everything else I've seen, Anatomy of a Fall was one of my favorites. And also I really liked The Holdovers and American Fiction. I like little movies more than big movies. I loved Oppenheimer too. It was crazy good. But it'll be interesting. Maybe we should have an Academy Awards show. Rocio, I got your other email, and I'm going to set up. I told Elmer I want to talk to you for 15 minutes, but I don't remember the movie one. Maybe I saw it. I don't really remember. No, Society of the Snow. I'm waiting to watch that. The boys are coming home. I want to watch that. I saw Live back in the day, and I've that. What's his name? Nebo Parada, is that his name? He's an amazing fellow, and I'm sure that movie's great. I can't wait to see it. Confused and need help, please answer. Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm great.
First of all, thank you very much for the show. I think it was one of the best discovery that I have made this year.
Awesome. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, sir. I have 3 questions I would like to ask you. So my first question would be, I'm in the pending asylum status, which is not a status. Many people say that. So my question would be that, is there a possibility for a person with a pending asylum status to get sponsored for the EB3 or the EB category? I know there is no exact answer for that, and there is a ruling on the Supreme Court that has been pending. So which state or which offices are accepting or approving that kind of application? If you can give me some insights on that.
So let's back up to make sure that we're all talking about the same thing, okay?
Okay.
So how did you enter the United States?
I entered through the legal process, like the visa interview and everything.
And then you came on a B1, B2 visit visa?
No, I came on an exchange visa.
Like a J1?
Yes.
And then how long after you arrived in the United States did you apply for asylum?
I applied for the asylum before my J1 visa was expired, so I did not have any illegal stay.
And it was within 1 year of arrival?
Yes.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, a couple people today have really been answering questions the right way. I love the way Confused answers my questions. This is what I tell people when they're getting ready for their interview, so pay attention. I asked the question. I said, when did you apply for your asylum? And you said, I applied for my asylum. So you use the question back to give you more time to think about the answer. It's a great way to answer questions. Okay, good. So I'm happy so far. So you applied for asylum while you were still in valid J1 status and before 1 year of arrival had passed.
That is correct, sir.
Okay. So then, and when did you file for asylum? Like what month and year?
It's in 2019. It was around May or April.
And have you had an interview?
Oh, no, I'm in Texas, so.
So no interview, and you haven't done anything to violate your status? You haven't got any trouble or anything?
No, I have not gotten into trouble, but there is a misdemeanor accusation going on my name. So I will talk about that as a part of the third question, actually. Okay. That is on my list.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me just real quick. I'm going to go a little bit long with you. I was told someone I'd call him at 5, so let me tell him I'm going to be a little bit late so we can finish it up.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
sure. Finishing up a call. Okay. So here's the deal. In answer to your question, you've done everything right. And USCIS has the ability to let you, well, first of all, let's talk about this. On your J1, were you subject to Rule 212E or not?
Sorry, can you please explain that, sir?
Okay, sure. So the J1, for a lot of people, has been home for 2 years at the end of your studies.
I had that.
And I assume you haven't satisfied that, right?
No, I have not. I could not.
So then you won't be able to adjust status unless you apply for a waiver.
Okay.
Which could be based on the same reasons why you're seeking asylum.
Okay.
But without that,
Mm-hmm.
you won't be able to adjust status. Now, so that's a big problem for you, right? That's a big problem. And then the other question then is, can this long pending asylum case serve as a bridge between your J1 and your EB3 green card? And what I'm here to tell you is the law says that they can, but they don't think that they can, and they don't like to. So
Can you please clarify a little bit, sir, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Thank you.
So there are cases and regulations that say that if you haven't gotten a decision on the asylum case, quote, through no fault of your own, which you haven't, the delay from 2019 has been their fault, not your fault, right?
Right.
So the law says that they can let you adjust status, but they don't like that rule, and they try not to invoke that rule, and they try to say that even if your I-140 gets approved, that you can't adjust status, right? So even though the rules say they can, they say they can't. This sounds dumb, but this is USCIS, okay?
Right.
But I mean, I think you have a lot of hurdles to get that, but in theory, what you're trying to do could work, is what I'll say that.
I would like to ask a supplemental question based on the topic that you're talking about. So
Yeah.
I did some research on the internet. So some people are saying that if the employer or the office that process this kind of adjustment, if it is based in LA or California, there are higher chances to get approved for the adjustment compared to other states.
I think that might be true. I might be true because the ones I've pulled off, both were in California.
Okay. Is there any specific area, sir, where those applications were approved, if you don't mind me?
I know one was San Bernardino because I went to the interview.
Uh-huh.
And the other one I think was just straight LA.
Okay. So there are still chances, but I have to do the waiver and have to do some work on that, right, sir?
Yeah, you get it working on that waiver. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who is going to do the waiver? Is it from my side or my employer's side? I believe from my side, right?
That's right.
Yes.
And it would probably track your asylum case.
Okay.
And so that, just so you know, that 2-year requirement on your waiver, that if you get asylum, you don't need that waiver, right?
Right. And I have no idea when they're going to call me for the interview. And
Well, to that I would say is if you think you have a really, really strong asylum case,
right,
you might want to sue them on that. But the thing is, if you get sent to the deportation court, then that green card plan that we outlined doesn't work anymore. Your case still has to be at the asylum office for that plan to work.
Yeah, that is the kind of calculation I'm doing. Also, I know that the Texas or the Houston asylum office is very political. I follow Mr. Brian Manning.
Yeah, Brian will tell you he worked there. I was just going to say,
yeah. So it's highly political, and they try 100% to dodge or decline an applicant's application. Right now, I believe the situation is worse.
Sounds like my sister's moving to LA.
So this is the situation that I've been going through right now. I would like to ask a second question. So my second question is that.
Are you there?
how does
Your mic keeps shorting out. Hey, confused. I'm sorry. Can you come back tomorrow? Let's finish this up tomorrow. I'll be back at 4:00 tomorrow.
Okay.
Your audio is dropping in and out. If you're in the waiting room at the beginning, I'll let you in first. We'll start with you and we'll continue this conversation tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
And if you don't know the number, you can text the word show, SHOW, to 314-470-3300, and they'll send you out the link first thing tomorrow morning. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Big ups all around, everybody. Big ups.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.